Hi, I'm Cris Blyth and I'm building a Fairlight CMI. So follow me along my journey as I'm making lots of mistakes along the way, but having fun doing it. Come on, Hemingway.
Ooh. Shit. A little... Whoops. No one tell Steve. Shh. Everything's fine now. We're fine. We're all fine.
Okay, welcome to part 2 of episode 5. Now, in the last episode, we had amazing success. The goal was to get the machine booting, but what did we do? We did more than that. We got it to load stuff into the memory, got waveforms loaded, we got voices loaded, we saw that there was activity on the output boards, we got the wave edit working, we also got the fast Fourier transformation working. All of those showed that a lot of stuff was working on the machine. A lot of stuff has to work for that to work. So fantastic. So the next part is, if the machine is outputting kind of digital waveforms along those ribbon cables, the next part would really be we have to then build all the analog part of the CMI up as well, which means getting them to communicate with the 331 cards. There's also a control connection from the CMI 32 card. What? There's a whole bunch of things to fix. There's also ribbon cables that look a bit funny. Some stuff needs to be replaced anyway. And then before I do any of that, I have to replace the fans in the analog section, put a speed controller in the analog section, get all the wiring for that, and then the 354 card so I can even communicate with the thing. I've got to get that wired and then have power to that too. So I have a lot of stuff going on, so I should really go back and get it done.
Got the 354 card there, looking at where it connects to the boards there to figure out where the cards are. I've got everything all opened up here. Now I was going to take out the sample card, but then I realized no, I'll take out the panel at the end so I can see where the CMI 28 card connects. The CMI 32 card comes in and plugs at the top right, which is weird. Look at it, looks like pins are hanging out. Let's see where the other ones go. Those are all the channel cards and they go along there through the back. Wow. And then there's some power supply stuff here. What's this? Okay. And there's this defender thing here. Wow. Okay, so there it is there. That, we know where that one goes. And then this one to the very top. So at least I know where it goes now. As you may or may not know, I do not have much space in me fiddling around with the 354 card. I have to, I wish I had space downstairs for the CMI that's underneath here, but I don't. But what I do have is easy access because I've got this whole thing on rollers. Check it out. Whee! Oh, what's that? Shit. All right, no one tell Steve. Crap. I have to now print a 3D hinge out. I have to replace this hinge. Luckily, I think I have to the internet.
Let me call Chris.
So I found a hinge part on the internet, so I can print it out and... damn it. It's Steve. Hi.
Hey Chris, how you doing?
Oh, everything's under control here.
Everything's fine. Situation normal.
I was just thinking about my Fairlight. How's it doing?
Oh, she's fine. Everything's fine now. We're fine. We're all fine. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Can I take a look at her on FaceTime?
FaceTime? Sure.
Hey, man.
Hey, Chris, where are you? It looks like you're in a park.
Yeah, we're at the park, me and my cat, yeah. So we're several hours probably away from home. Hours.
Never mind, mate. I'll talk to you later.
All right, okay. Cool, man. All right. To print. Okay, so I got real lucky. And on, I have got a 3D model of the hinge, and I'm now just going to go print it out. Cool. Okay, 3D printer. Time for you to earn your keep. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? One bracket. Let's do this. Alrighty. Let's see what we got. There we go. A little... Whoops! A little... Okay, let's put it in the little baker oven thing. To bake. Boom. Oh, it's warm. Boom. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? From problem to solve in less than an hour or so. All right, next part. Let's screw this into the thing. I need to make a couple of holes by the looks of things. The Fairlight front panel here. Okay, so there's the broken part. Here is the replacement. Look at that. And then I'm gonna drill these holes. Again, no one tell Steve. Shh, shh. Our secret. No one needs to know. All right. Boom. 2 marks. Now we have 2. Now the holes are in the right place. Check it out. I've just realised something. Don't have to loosen these to get them back on. These things will meet soon. Look at that. Doesn't that look like it should be there? All of a sudden, Steve's Fairlight has no front cover. Let's see if it even goes in. Jesus. Does it have enough play to do this? It does. All right. Are you seeing this? Is this going to work? Ow. You gotta be joking, check it out. First time. Wow. That's bonkers. I don't think I've ever had anything. Alright, the rest of the days, something bad is, something's gonna explode. No, I'm not gonna invite any of that bad energy, Chris. Okay, Steve, it's fine. Look, see? Right, back to work. All right, in a weird way, it's actually really good that this has happened because it forced me to figure out and 3D print the lower hinges, which I'm going to need on my machine if it ever works. And then on top of that, I have also now had to go ahead and look into the top brackets, the top hinge clicky parts, which keep the lid in. So, which is what didn't happen on Steve. So I'm going to make sure these ones work. All right, don't run me over, cars. Okay, figuring out this 354 card should have been easy, but it wasn't. I got help from Peter to figure out what goes where, but even with help, it still took me a while to figure out what cable goes where. So the whole fan area looked like I could just have plopped the fans in there and gone with it, but I had to slow down and think about it. Why? Because the voltages are different on these fans. And so I had to really think about what I was going to be doing there. On top of that, I had to figure out if I wanted a controller, which I decided to get a controller because I may as well be in there once and I may as well be able to control the speed. Oh, also another thing that's interesting is the Andre always does such a beautiful job building his. I couldn't just throw mine together. Well, nobody would have any respect for me. I have to actually build it to some sort of, you know, it's got to be a little bit good. Great, perfect. SMPSU also has two smaller fans, so let's replace them too.
Ta-da! Look at that, nice. Done.
Alright, we've removed the old fans and installed the new controller. Now we've got to mount that bad boy and do it properly, add the terminal block. And we've also got to figure out where this 354 card might have been installed in a real machine, as it were. Okay, so we've removed all the old fans and all the old stuff in there. And now we've got the speed controller, but now I need to mount it. So now I've realized I can mount it on the back of the PSU lid, as it were. It'll fit nicely there. And then add the little terminal blocks and the whole thing. So the speed controller isn't technically needed, but it has blue lights. So that's basically it. No, it's actually quite handy to be able to have all the fans run off the same controller, off the same voltage, and be able to have some sort of control over the speeds so that it's not so noisy. All the fans are working now. Everything's nice, and it's nice just to tidy it all up and make it as nice as it can be before moving on.
Okay, so I've got the fans mounted, I've got the speed controller mounted with its little thingies, I've got a little zip tie thing here that I'll be able to hold it down. I'm waiting on the connectors. I've got some fan connectors coming, so I'm waiting on those, and I'll wire those in. I've got a little terminal block coming too. So in between that, I realize I've got to mount this board somewhere. And I know that in the end, this is all going to get replaced. Peter's recommended that I really change out all of this to an analog one, but for now I'm just going to do it, but I have to get it working. So I'm thinking this needs to sit up like here.
That would work, a bit tight. That might be better. Put two holes here and hold it up there, actually that is better. I guess that's the way I'm going to do it.
So I'll drill the holes in here, or figure out the best way to orientate this around, and then we'll go from there. Ta-da! Right, I'll chop off these two fellows and make them a better size. Jeez, why was anything slot screwdrivers before? Why was that the first one made? Jeez. Board. Ta-da! Perfect. Ooh, parts from Soundtech came. Check it out, it's awesome packaging. Oh, holy moly. Alright, let's check, see what we've got. Edge connectors by the looks of things. Boom! Okay, so what it looks like is we've got our little 10-pin edge connectors. I got a few extra because buying one would be ridiculous. And then this is the 37-pin for the CMI 32 card, I believe. And then this one is for something else that I can't remember now. All right, let's try and see where these things go. Right, this is a perfect example of a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. So here's a 34-pin connector. Here's a 34-pin locking IDC connector, thinking it should fit, but they're of a different type of binding, not at the end here, so it's a little wider, and so it's the right pin distance and all of those things. What it isn't is the edges are different, so it literally just doesn't fit. So what I need to do is literally shave off a little bit there and there, which of course nothing bad will happen because of that. Alrighty, more deliveries, more things. Let's see what we got here. Aha! Ribbon cable. Perfect. This is for the CMI 32 card. And then we have some IDC connectors that I need also as well. And then let's see what this is. The other side's a ribbon cable that needs to replace the channel card one.
Ooh, yeah. These are my little, I like my little fan connectors for the analog cage. Make some nice little neat things. Fantastic. Okay, so I've got these little fan connector doohickeys right here, and I've got these fans, and they obviously need to be wired up. So I bought a little kit that allows you to make these little connections that go in here, and this is lockable and the other one wasn't, so I had to kind of sand off the little lockable part so that it would actually just, there you go, bonk, right? It comes on this little thing that you have to cut off and then orient, and it's I've never done it before, so let's do it. It's interesting. There's a little socket and it has to fit inside here the right way around for it to click inside, and here's for trying new things. I think, and indeed it clicked. There we go. Plugged in much nicer too. Good. Okay, let's rinse and repeat for this side. The terminal block needed to be connected somewhere, so the most obvious place is on top of this controller. It's not like it's doing anything else. Ooh. And I've just got those turned down. I've put them up full blast. Now you can hear them. Those two guys. They're just turning down just a little bit. Like that. Boom. Alright, wow, holy moly. That was a lot of work. We're still not, I thought we were going to be in a place where I'd be switching on and making beautiful sweet sound. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. The next stage is I'm going to be putting in the CMI, the cables for the CMI 133 card, which also connects to the 354 card. Also there's the socket from the CMI 32 connection that comes from the digital cage all the way around through the back, connects to the analog cage. I've got to get that whole connection working. There's no connection there right now. So I've got to figure out the ribbon cables for that also. I think I've got it right anyway. And then also the voice cards from the digital cage that then connect to the analog cage. I have to make sure that those are right. Oh my God, all right. Okay, and then at that point, I guess we'll be switching it on. Yep, that's next, as long as we get all this stuff done. Okay, until the next one, we'll see you. You're gonna be okay. Just be a little bit caffeinated. Calmly walk. Shit! Yes!